Clash of Clans podcast, OG, episode 17.
Skilly beep boop beep boop skilly boop.
So, welcome back to the Clash of Clans podcast. I am your host, Scotty827, along with your other host. I was, I was like catching myself right there, trying to go along with my host, my other host, um, with your other fabulous host, Tip Dog 20.
Hey, hey, hey.
How is it going?
Good. Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day.
You do anything
We
special?
No, um, probably sending a lot of dead troops to, remembering all the dead troops on my Clash of Clans base
On
that
the
have been
battlefield?
sacrificed. Yeah.
I wonder how many troops have sacrificed their lives in the name of this game.
I
It,
don't know.
just for you and just for me.
Well, yours are probably like died an honorable death, you know? Like they're like war movie, but mine would probably be like a tragedy where like, oh my god, the leader didn't know what the hell was going on, sent his troops into this battle
and
time after time, needlessly slaughtered.
and we
Uh
definitely don't want to make light of Memorial Day. Like it's obviously a very important
yeah.
holiday. But yeah, all joking, that is hilarious. That is really
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. And in
I've
the
had
real
plenty of those.
and in the real world where remember our veterans, my dad is also a veteran, so
My brother-in-law is in the army. My
I don't think
uncle,
the army counts.
you're
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
no,
kidding.
that's
Save the emails. Save the
that's the
emails.
Navy. That's the
Oh, the
Navy.
Navy. Oh, okay.
My uncle,
Grandma
retired Air
Warlord's in the
Force.
Navy.
My grandpa, retired Air Force.
Oh, really?
Yep. So big Army family. Actually grew up next to an Army base, Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri. And my brother and I used to go on base, actually on fort, and play basketball all the time through high school. Like that's what we did for fun.
Oh,
So
very
lots of good
cool.
memories. Yeah, lots of
Very
good
cool.
memories. A good old Fort Lost in the Woods. If anybody knows where that is by chance.
It's lost in the woods.
Yeah, it's all the way out in the middle of nowhere in Missouri. Is where I grew up.
Really?
Yep.
Do you miss Missouri?
Not at all. I mean, it's a great state. It's where my parents live now, and my grandpa lives now. My grandpa is
Great to visit.
93,
Oh,
I
wow.
think. So he's going to be 94 at his next birthday, which is coming up here soon.
Wonder if he clashes.
I doubt it. He doesn't do anything with technology.
Oh, okay.
He, he I don't even think he has a phone. He might have a cell phone, but like for emergencies only kind of a thing. And it's probably one of those jitterbugs with the really big numbers, or just the numbers where it's like the only people that he would call would be my dad and my uncle. Like that's literally the only people that he would call. So
Oh, I really miss those corded telephones. That sounds had something fun to play with.
did you ever have a party line?
No,
We did when I was young. So
really.
we shared our line with two other neighbors. And it didn't last too long. I think we had a party line for maybe a year or two because I remember my mom and dad talking about hearing somebody breathing
Oh,
on
while
the
they were on the
and so
listening on the
people are
conversation.
like picking up the phone and listening in on conversations.
Yeah.
Oh, so funny. Young people have no idea. So we actually just got my son his first cell phone, but he's only 9, and the only reason we got his first cell phone is because there's gonna be moments where we're gonna have to leave him at home for, like, an hour or so, and we wanted him to have a way to call us or text us if needed, and, of course, we don't have house phones anymore, right? I don't know, do you have a house phone?
No.
So, I haven't had a house phone in forever, so got him a phone, but it's almost like a jitterbug, like, it doesn't really have access to the internet, it's just for calling and texting, and that's it, but he's so excited about it, got his first phone.
You could give him an allowance and say, you need to farm up
Mm-mm.
this Clash account. If you get Hey, if you get the archer towers up to this level every week, if you make progress on your base, and then you could have another account.
Well,
Um,
so he's a big Fortnite fan. He plays Fortnite all the
oh,
time. He gets 1 hour of Fortnite play during the week on school nights, and then he gets 2 hours on the weekend. So Saturday 2 hours, Sunday 2 hours, and then if he wants additional time, he has to do chores around the house. So we have 3 dogs and 2 cats. So if he wants an extra hour of Fortnite time, either during the week or on the weekends, then he gets to sweep the floor with one of those dust mops, Swiffer mops, or
oh, I think you
whatever.
could say sweep the floor with one of those dogs.
And then he has to Windex to back. We have a back door with a window in it. He has to Windex that and vacuum. He has to vacuum his room, clean his room, which he keeps his room really clean anyway, but that's his way of earning extra time in Fortnite. And
Gems.
he gets one of those I bought a pair of headphones, like pair of gamer headphones, probably
Yeah.
5 or 6 years ago so I could play COD with my brother. And uh he's using those, so he sits in the living room on his Switch, and he plays Fortnite with his
Is he good?
buddies. I guess, I think so. I
Does
watch
he?
him, and
Did he
he seems
inherit your
pretty good.
talent?
I was never good at Okay, so I was never good at Call of Duty. I played Fortnite a little bit, I played PUBG Mobile a little bit. I was good at Halo.
His nickname was Bait.
Hey, little tip, go out there.
Hey,
Go
bait,
out there in the middle of the field. What?
bait.
Why?
Go, go get that. Go check that corner for me, would you?
Did you ever play Halo?
No, no, I no, not really. I kind of missed that on the Xbox. I was kind of big into Unreal Tournament
Oh,
2003.
yeah. I played a little Unreal, not much though, but I was
I
pretty
love that.
good.
With a computer, I'm good with that kind of stuff.
I was a decent Halo player, but the difference and the reason that Halo's not a big thing now is because it's much slower action-wise than like
Oh,
Call of Duty or Fortnite. Like you're in Fortnite or in I'm assuming in Fortnite, I haven't played much Fortnite, but in Call of Duty, like you're turning really fast and moving really fast. Like the screen moves really fast. When it's with
oh yeah,
Halo, it was a lot slower. So old guys like me would have time to react and turn and shoot and turn and shoot. When with Call of Duty, it was like turn, bam, 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 turn, bam, 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 you know?
yeah.
So
It's no duck hunt.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
kind
Did
of
you know? I actually just found out on Duck Hunt, did you know that the second controller would control the duck?
no,
I had no clue. I just
but
found that out. We would always set up 2 guns for Duck Hunt, and we would both shoot the ducks, and they just got faster and faster. But evidently, you could plug in the second player, and the second player could control the direction of the duck.
did you know that with your Amazon Alexa, if you do the up, up, down, down, right, left, A, B, if you look that up, Amazon Alexa does a really, you tell Alexa that, it goes like some self destruct mode. It's that up, up, down, down, left, A, B.
That was for, Contra? No, Contra?
Yeah, whatever that combo is, and you can look it up on Alexa and then just say that like when you're around like people, go Alexa, A, B, up, or whatever it is,
Uh-huh.
and then she'll go "Woot, woot," and
Oh, that's right.
self-destruct mode.
I've seen that.
Yeah,
I didn't play that much. I
little
think it's
tip to
called
scare your
Contra.
kids out there or your
I played
friends.
Metroid a lot back in the day. Did you play Metroid?
No, I really
Metroid,
was Mario Brothers pretty much.
and then, Zelda. I was a huge Zelda fan. Like, I would
I
always beat I played Zelda on my Game Boy all the time. So,
I never
yeah.
got past the first level.
But I really enjoyed it. It was like a puzzle, you know?
Yeah,
I
that's why
re
like Clash, like that real short
Exactly.
burst works good for me. Like,
Yeah, and class is a puzzle. I mean, and you've been finding that out more, where
yeah,
if you insert the key here on this side, then it takes out this portion. Insert the key here on this side, takes out this portion. Send the
I
troops up the middle. You unlock the base.
it really yes, and and so I think in the past, because like we've been talking a lot, I think in the past, like yes, I've gotten strategy stuff, here and there, but it's to see all the little pieces of strategy, like, coming together,
Mhm.
where it's, like, making huge differences. Like, like, I mean, I wasn't the worst attacker, like, in war or anything. Like, I was a good smasher, I think, sometimes.
Mhm.
But now that, like, after every week after we talk and as, like, I go start kinda working things in and figuring it out, it's like my control just gets more and more fine-tuned. For example, because last week we talked about the power shot, super
Mhm.
minion. I don't know how I missed it all this time, but since that episode and finding out about the warden and the pole and, the troop space, right?
Mhm.
It is making the entry into the base just so much more in control because, like, I use a, like, super minion to start, to get in, I'll clean around the warden, or we learned about the Velks, right? And so I upgraded my Velks this week, and now I know I can throw in 3 of them at the beginning of a start and to clear some things out faster, without pulling the warden.
Yeah, exactly. Where did you learn that?
I don't know.
I
Some weird
can't
guy,
remember.
some weird
Some
homeless guy
really
told me this.
nerdy dude who does weird testing in Clash of Clans figured that out. I have no
Yeah,
idea. Yeah, some
yeah,
geek.
some weirdo.
Which actually, have you tried to take your new attacking prowess on the final or the impossible final in the Howland challenges? Have you
No,
tried it yet?
I didn't. I don't even get halfway. I know. I think I got halfway. I
Oh, up the ladder?
Yeah, I didn't get to the end.
So we need to talk about the fact that in the first 12 years, or I would say 11 years of Clash of Clans, I got maybe 10 to 15 statues, right? And I was looking at my base the other day, and since last November,
Where can I
which
put
is
them?
when they had the Mashup Madness challenge, I have gotten something like 20 statues just in the last 8 months. Like, holy
Jesus.
statues. Like, what happened that Supercell all of a sudden decided that they're just gonna throw millions
Yeah,
and millions and millions of statues out there into the Clash of Clans world? Like, what happened and why did statues all of a sudden become so important?
and where are they all gonna go?
Exactly. Like, now I'm gonna have to decide,
Your
"Oh,
base is gonna
crap.
look
Like,
like Maximus.
do I stash statues?" Like, right now, of course, I mean, I missed a few statues, but I mean, back in 2016 through 2018 or so, 2019, like I missed a few statues through that time, but they were only giving out like one, two statues a year back then. I mean, they always had the Christmas statue, which of course was the Christmas tree. They had the Halloween statue, and then maybe one. They always had the birthday statue, which is typically a birthday cake or something
Oh,
like that
like
on the
the,
anniversary.
lawn decorations, like the
Right,
cake
exactly.
and the yeah, yep.
Yeah, I'm calling statues, not decorations, better word. So they would give out
How
3,
dare you
maybe
talk about my
4.
trees like that?
But then all of a sudden, like, literally since the Mashup Madness event, we've probably gotten 20 statues in just the last 8 months or so, and I don't understand. I don't understand what their infatuation with statues is all of a sudden.
That's why I got my Daily Planet globe. I like that one, but some of them are just kinda look, Supercell, you're great artists,
Oh,
but
they're very cool. All the statues are cool.
there some of them aren't my style, you know what I'm saying? Like, I am putting that on my lawn.
You're
So
you know
so,
what I want? I want
in
they
this
have s
challenge, that was kinda how I felt.
they have Star Trek gnomes. You ever seen the Star Trek gnomes?
No, like, in Clash of Clans?
No, 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 not I wish, that would be super cool if they had Star Trek gnomes and Clash of Clans, I would buy all of those. Hint, hint, Supercell.
Yeah, they could cross license and do a Star Trek theme. Oh my god,
But
you would die.
I would die. I would, wow, that would be amazing. But they have, like, the Picard Garden Gnome, the Worf Garden
Yeah,
Gnome, like, they're
I'd
amazing.
I'd love it, a Walking Dead theme.
Oh, that would be cool
Like,
too.
or Marvel or Super or DC. Oh my god. Trent, I'd spend so much money.
Well, they went so hard into the soccer theme, like, they had to have paid a bunch of money to Haaland in order to, do this representation of him. And then they also did YouTube videos with a few other soccer stars, Ronaldo, I think, a few other players, like, reacting to Haaland being in Clash of Clans. So, I mean, they're shelling out money to do all these, affiliations. So, makes you wonder, like, why
Yeah.
soccer? Which soccer, obviously, worldwide is very popular, so I can understand soccer, but why not Star Trek? Why not Walking Dead? Why not other collaborations that may not have been as expensive as it was with Haaland and all these soccer stars? Or maybe I don't know, and maybe it wasn't that expensive to hire them to do all this.
He was only $20.
I will do it for $20. Immortalize me in the Clash of Clans game.
I do like that Holland troop, and the only reason I haven't been using it so much, I use it right away, is I just don't wanna get used to it.
I'm the same. Yeah.
Like, I l having 1 of those or 2 of those, I would keep them in, 'cause it's like a great defense, killer, like,
Yep.
wow, you can target and be very precise. But knowing that it's going away, I just was like, "I don't wanna have to say goodbye."
Yeah, and it's a great troop. Like, it's very well balanced. It's 12 troop space, so it's not like you can just throw a bunch of them in and destroy a bunch of defenses. Like, you have to use it with purpose, but whenever you're using it with a purpose, it comes in really handy, but it's not overpowered in any
Yeah,
way.
it's a great funneling troop for me, like, that's how I was using it, like, you can pull it on a warden walk to clean off one thing or, like, for the, uh, flame flinger,
Mhm.
great to take out a, cannon or a mortar,
Yep, for the flame flinger.
but of all the troops well, and I haven't seen too many yet since I've been back, but this is the one that I like the most.
What do you think about the throwing giant? I forget what it's called. What is it called?
Oh, yeah, what is he I don't know what it
I don't even see it in my able to be trained anymore. Is he been taken out?
I wonder if since the event is
Well, but the barbarian kicker's still there. I wonder if they're gonna allow us to keep the barbarian kicker. Let me log into my other account because I'm curious
that would be
if
really
they'll I mean, that would be cool, but you would think that they would make, like, an announcement about that, like, the barbarian kicker is gonna be available, but I don't see the other one. I forget what it was called.
yeah, that
The
giant throw I don't know, I didn't really find, like, the giant I was
the
hopeful
giant
about it.
bowler?
Yeah, like, really powerful. I've only played a couple of the maps with him. Cool. I don't know if I would I don't even remember. I guess I wasn't playing with troop space in that challenge either. So I don't know exactly how I didn't use him in the wild, I would put it that way.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see him anymore. Like, he's not there, but the barbarian kicker is still there, which that's a big question we have to ask. Is the barbarian kicker going to be a permanent troop?
Well, I would vote in favor.
I would as well.
I'd imagine if it's permanent, it would appear in the research.
Oh, to level him up?
Yeah, that's what
I don't see him in the research, in the lab, but
oh, okay.
maybe the barbarian kicker levels up with the barbarian. Like, when you level up the barbarian
Well,
kicker
shit.
automatically levels up as well. Yeah.
I
Which
gotta
is
do
not
some work
helpful.
on some of those troops. Not all of
It's
them, and they're I'm making it there. So, when we talked about that, we'll talk about that going up to 15. Uh, so how was the golden boot challenge for you?
you're you're saying that in a you should be mean voice. So on
Listen,
one
this is
I
normally something that would happen to me.
so I logged in this morning. I can't remember what I think it was Boimler, and I logged in and it said your golden boots have been converted to 3 billion million gold. And I was like, "Oh, crap."
Oh.
I had forgotten to go into
Oh.
the shop and use my golden boots to buy, ore and all the items that I needed to buy, so I
So,
have a big L on my forehead right
were
now.
you waiting so okay, let me ask this then. So, it's the challenge, we had to collect all these boots.
The go-go boots.
I got them all.
Nice.
I did it, which tells you a lot about my farming this week. Uh, did you save all yours to the end in hopes to buy them all?
So I'm pretty sure that I bought the spiky ball on the 3 accounts that I play the most. So my main Tip Dog 20, Kalshiar, and
Oh.
Boimler.
Oh.
I bought the ball on all 3 of those accounts, but then I was saving the golden boots because I wanted to see where my blacksmith was and where I could use the ore the best. Because, for instance, on one of my accounts, I just went crazy and bought a bunch of glowy ore. And so now I'm sitting on about 2,000 glowy ore on one of my accounts. And it's just not going down. I just have all this glowy ore. So my glowy ore
Oh,
storage is half full right now. So I figured, oh well, I can, if I need to, I can buy shiny ore to help balance that out. And then I
yeah.
just forgot.
So, when you're saying you forgot, like, are you talking about all your accounts?
No, so it was just one. So I went
Oh,
ahead
okay.
and bought ore on with my golden boots on my main, and I think I bought ore on my strategic rushed account, but on Boimler I forgot because I
Oh,
don't play
shit.
that account as much. And so
Yeah.
yeah, I woke up this morning with that message and I was like, "Oh, what an idiot. I totally forgot to spend my golden boots."
I felt like it was a very I feel your pain. Thankfully, it wasn't on all of your accounts.
Yeah. It's just one.
I felt like this challenge, they were really generous with I think I got the ability. I got 2 books of fighting,
Mhm.
2 books of heroes, uh, builder potion, I think, and then a couple other potions.
I think they're balancing it really well. So I do think that they realized that players were overwhelmed by all the equipment in the very beginning.
Yeah.
And as a result, they backed off a little bit. They've given us a chance to collect more ore. And I think the reason for that is because at the lower town hall levels, it's so much more difficult to get ore. At town hall 16, it's not bad at all. Like I collect a ton of ore just in the daily bonus and in my war attacks because you get so much ore at the higher levels.
Of
But
the
my
town
lower
hall?
accounts, it so the daily bonus is based on what league you're in. So I'm in Legend League, so I get the most daily orders, daily
Oh, yeah.
bonus possible. And
I'm
then
over in
for
49, about 4,900.
and then in war, you get more ore the higher town hall level you attack. Like you get a
Oh, yeah.
greater ore bonus.
Okay. Okay.
Which means that if you're a higher town hall level, you're probably gonna be
Yep.
attacking other town hall 16s, which essentially means you're gonna be getting more ore just because you're a town hall 16. So it's not necessarily a big problem in the higher town hall levels, but in the lower town hall levels, it's much more difficult to collect enough ore to keep things upgrading quickly. I think they realize that, and,
Figuring it out.
good to them. Like I'm really thankful they slowed things down a little bit, giving us a chance to get more ore. Of course, they added the ore to the raid metal shop, so players can use their raid metals on ore. That was a great step. I still think that they should have used the ore miner that Scotty
Yeah.
827 come up with, but hey, I'll take it in the
We'll
raid metal
see.
shop.
We'll see.
Maybe
I
still, we'll see.
They're probably like, "Damn it, that was coming, and now we have to wait."
A missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity. Uh, so yeah, I felt like, "Hey, this is pretty balanced." Like I got a lot out of that for sure. I mean, I did a lot of work,
What's
with
your
the
spiky
heroes.
ball at now?
It is at 15, I think.
Holy cow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I've been doing work. They go up pretty fast
You
to
you want to
those
ask you want to ask me what mine's at?
what's yours at?
It's level 1
Is it really?
on all my
I was
accounts.
gonna ask you what it was right now. Yeah, it's at 15, it's my highest. Oh, that one and the healer puppet are my highest.
So I'm trying to decide what to upgrade next. So I still have 1 level to go on my Warden's Fireball. It's at
Okay.
level 26,
Jesus.
and I'm just waiting for enough Starry Ore to upgrade it to level 27. So currently, since the haste file does not require any Starry Ore, I'm getting my haste file up because evidently, and again, peanut butter face moment for me, but at the beginning I said that the haste file paired with the hog puppet was not a good combination because the royal champion would run out ahead of the hogs and be targeted. And I took that as a negative. When in reality, what has happened is the RC is running out ahead of the hogs, which essentially protects them. And the hogs are able to do so much damage by trailing behind the RC. So the defenses are targeting the RC, and you can, use invises, use free spells very effectively, and then the hogs just kind of come up behind and go, "Hog Rider!" and just take everything down. So right now it looks like the Haste File Hog Puppet is the most OP combination on the RC. So I got to get my Haste File up. So that's what I'm working on at the moment.
Kinda like crop dusting the hogs, huh?
Kind of. The RC farts. What in the world is
Hog
that?
pocket,
What?
wind direction.
Where
Uh,
what did you have for dinner last
so
night,
you're not
RC?
u you're not using the shield?
No, yeah, the shield, that's old news.
Oh,
Like I
now it's thrown away again. I
you're
just upgraded it this week.
So I was predicting that the shield might be good with the rocket spear, but we don't have the rocket spear, so I don't know if the shield is gonna be good with the rocket spear. We'll just have to wait and see.
Maximus is using it with the hog puppet.
I mean, it's not horrible. So the one of the advantages of the Seeking Shield is that it does instant damage. So whenever you release it, it goes bam, 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 and it does immediate damage. And it will do it even if it's all the way across the base.
Yeah.
So when with the hogs or anything else, you have to wait for the RC to get there to do the damage. So from that sense, it's good. But the question is, can you get more damage from the RC or from the hogs or from whatever by using one of the other pieces? And that's the question you have to ask yourself as a player. If I replace the shield with something else, can I get more damage from that something else?
Well, I've been running the royal gem and the
Hmm.
hog.
That's what I'm running right now. But I will
Every
make the switch.
it basically we could sit here and talk all day long about it, and then we could get off and I'm get done with the my star bonus, and every time I go to upgrade a piece of equipment, it is a crisis. It's like, "Oh god, what am I gonna do? I thought I was gonna do this," and it takes me like 10 minutes to do it.
Well,
Uh,
what do you think? What should I upgrade next? So after my haste file is max and after my warden fireball is max, I'm really in a quandary
spiky
as far
ball.
as so I was thinking spiky ball.
It is if you like the seeking shield at all, the spiky ball well, first of all, I haven't barely used it because my king has been down since CWL got done. So I think I've only used it right away, and then I've just been upgrading. But I was thinking that that spiky ball only did it with close defenses, but in some of these war attacks I'm seeing, like if you got like a inferno tower in the middle of nowhere, like I've seen the spiky ball go like a quarter of the base
Hmm. Yeah,
because
so
of the
like seeking
closest
shield in that
defenses.
sense.
Yeah, and I don't know what you'd have to show me something amazing to get me to take that off my king.
So I've
Because
been
it's a
using,
DPS increase, it's a hit
yeah,
point
that's true,
increase.
a damage increase. And then also I've been playing around with the angry jelly a little bit, which makes if you put it on the king, it makes him go after defenses only
Oh,
for the first 35
man.
seconds. So, and I've just been playing around with it a little bit, but if you send your king, typically the trash buildings are on the outside.
Yeah.
Your king will walk past the trash buildings into the core of a section, and then if you release the spiky ball while he's in the core of the section, most people don't put trash on the inner parts of the base. So, in that sense, you can almost be ensured that the spiky ball will hit all defenses once the king gets towards the core of the base. So, from that sense, I can see some heavy use cases as far as spiky ball goes.
Yeah. I mean, I just for me, I think it just is gonna do some major damage. Because when I did use it even at a lower level, I was doing major work, but it kinda opens up the possibility of other hero equipment more. Like, that could be paired with the gauntlet or the
Mhm.
rage or the vamp stash.
What about the earthquake boots?
I was wondering about that. Mine's only at level 6.
Mine's at
Um,
level 9, but I think you, because you predicted in an early episode that you think that Supercell might add to the earthquake boots just this constant rumble
I think
of
that
earthquake,
yeah,
and
if
I
they
think
did
yeah.
sorry, continue. You think
No, 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 I think that that would be OP. I think that's an amazing idea, and if they change the mechanic, like, let's say, and I don't know that they would take away the earthquake spell,
think
like,
about it
completely.
like the aura of the electric
Right.
E-Titan, where
I
that's
think it would be really valuable.
yeah. I that's I'm holding out hope. So I've actually I kinda have one hero equipment that I every so often, I do a pity upgrade. Just like, "Oh, I got some change left. Let me, put it in here in hopes that this is gonna to be something," and I look at those earthquake boots and I really wanna use them. I it would it for me, I think I was thinking about it the other day, it'd just have to be a case where I'm sending the king into the core,
Right.
and
Which
if my
with the angry
attacks
jelly, that would work.
let me ask you a question about the angry jelly. Is it, like, stuck to the head?
So for the first 30, if it's max, the first 35 seconds, it's stuck on the king's head. And then whenever the 35 seconds is up, it unsucks. That's a funny word. It unsucks and then it flies. And it's a lot like the phoenix at that point, like a bird that flies in the air. And it, or like the owl, the electro owl.
Yeah.
Like it flies a lot like that, hitting defenses and such.
Does that timer stop if you recall?
I don't know. But one thing that I have found out, because I've been putting the angry jelly on my warden to try to work that out. The warden with the fireball and the angry jelly is amazing, but I evidently now I've said a few things wrong, so I don't know if this is wrong or not, but I
Uh-oh.
have not been able to pull the warden as long as he's under the angry jelly's control, which has been an issue for some of my attacks because angry jelly's on him. He's attacking. I throw the fireball. He goes deeper into the base. I put down my queen to pull him, but because the 35 seconds isn't up, he's just laser focused in on defenses and he keeps going towards the center of the base.
Oh, he gets way ahead.
So that's a big negative with the angry jelly because if you can't pull him, then he's either going to die or, I mean, you're not going to be able to use him for your troops. So I'm finding that the angry jelly is very base specific because
Yeah.
evidently within that 35 seconds, either I'm just a poor Clash of Clans player or
Wow.
he can't be pulled within that 35 seconds.
Interesting.
Yeah. Uh,
I haven't got to see it much. And here's why I was asking that, because as I you know how much I love my recall spell,
mhm.
but I think there's ways, like, to recall pets. You know what I'm saying? Like, "Oh, it's getting in there. Why don't I just recall my unicorn, little Sebastian,
If
and
it
then
if it
throw him
was
in later?"
off the hero, that might work,
But
but
couldn't I kidnap it? And
I
then once
don't
that
know that
hero
you could
is
steal it from a hero. If the hero's alive, I don't know that the AI would allow you to steal a pet away from a hero because I think they're attached and they are essentially one in the code. Now, whenever the hero dies, the pet lives on. You could probably grab it then
I'm
and
gonna
put it
try it
down. That's interesting. I never
because
thought
I
about that.
really I'm just gonna take my recall spell just to save my fucking mini horse because
You don't want to see it die.
no, that is the worst part of the attack. The mini horse is running, he's jumping walls and trying to get to another hero, and he always gets just taken down by some expo or something.
I bet you could recall it in that instance. Like the queen, if you have it on the queen dies and the Sebastian is running across the base.
Yep,
I bet you could recall it
grab
in
that
that
mini
instant.
horse.
I bet you. I don't know how valuable that would be though. I mean, that's two spell space just for the mini hook. But hey,
Right.
Sebastian is worth it.
Well, and I'm thinking like just in general with some of those pets, right? Like, oh, my queen's about to die, or this, you know, like maybe there are different things you could do, or even like, what if you recalled like the yak, right?
Right?
And then you dropped him on the other side of the base, and then he had to go back to the hero. Would he just like tunnel through, smash through walls? Would he run around?
Probably. You would just have to look at value. I mean
Yeah, yeah.
that's just the constant question is this worth two spell space for me to grab the yak and have him break through walls so that my cleanup troops can easily get wherever it
Right,
is they need
right.
to go.
Well, yeah, and that's just kind of a thought of like oh yeah, I probably wouldn't just like I can't imagine it being worth two spell spaces, but maybe there's some strategies or yeah, like hey, what if I'm in deep into the base and I could grab that mini horse and throw it on the RC as a late drop?
Mhm.
Maybe then um
Could work, yeah.
who knows? I mean, maybe it won't work at all, but um I really like that recall spell and then like playing with like the drop, drop behind to heal, drop across the base to save healers, I think it's just kind of a cool spell that I have really um enjoyed.
So I'm gonna be upgrading the spiky ball next, but because I need so much starry ore to upgrade the spiky ball, that means I'm gonna have a ton of shiny and glowy ore left over, which means I'm gonna have to upgrade a common equipment. Which common equipment do you think I should finish in addition to the spiky ball?
What if while you were doing that, you did across the board?
Pity upgrade across the board? I could.
Just do like one, oh, I got a little bit extra. I'll just do a little bit here, get everything up to 1, 2. And then
I
you
could do
could,
the Scotty strategy.
yeah, because then even at like, because they go up so fast, and then all of a sudden you've got, well, I could try it out and it's a level 5, and I'll be able to at least get something out of it.
That's true. And I don't know if you remember, but a few months ago, Clash of Clans announced that they were going to have hero equipment specific clan game challenges,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
but I haven't seen them appear in game.
That's right.
So like if you have your earthquake boots on, get 1 star with, you know,
Yeah.
the earthquake boots on your king. Like I haven't seen anything like that in clan games. In fact, I haven't noticed any change in clan games,
Yeah, you're right. I haven't either.
which
Still
we're
builder
just about to
challenge.
finish.
Yeah, I got to get mine. We still have till tonight, right?
Not sure how long we
I
have.
think so.
We have 1 day and 15 hours.
Okay, good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
always forget to start another one. I get going on it. I forget to hit, oh, this next challenge. And I come back and I've raided for an hour and
And forgot to do a challenge.
forgot
Yeah,
to do a
yeah.
challenge.
I've done that. I've done that plenty of times.
The thing I did notice, and I was talking to Maximus about this, um, I it seems like the equipment upgrades, I'm not running into a major surplus of things. Like, I guess my pink, whatever it is,
Glowy.
glowy is getting up there. But I think because I'm upgrading across the board, like, I've got the 1, right? Like,
Mhm.
I get the 1 up to the ability level, and then I kinda will just do another one. So most of them are at 13 across the board, and I'm getting it up that way. But I think that the economy of it keeps it steady because I'm doing it that way. Like, there's always something. I don't have too much of anything. I'm not waiting on something besides that blue or
Mhm, shiny ore.
shiny ore. So,
We're just gonna call that the Scotty method on the Clash of Clans podcast. "Hey, are you
class.
using the Scotty method to upgrade your equipment?"
Well, and I should the listeners can thank me later because if I do it that way, you're guaranteed not to get
Not to get
screwed
screwed.
by
Yes,
Supercell.
100%.
Because
Be like,
if I
"Oh, crap, Scotty's upgrading
yeah,
everything. What oh
yeah,
man, what do we do?"
yep. If you go if I said fireball, something's gonna happen to it. So, I'll just continue with my method. I am
Yep.
gonna push the fire or the spiky ball though. I
Mhm.
I wanna upgrade the equipment on the heroes that are lower level, although they're getting up there fast. So with the king, for example, or with my warden, which is lower, I keep thinking I should just work on that equipment more to help offset it.
But then those green arrows pull at you.
Yes, they do. Well, and it's not that like I need to upgrade it. It's that I get in there, I look at it, and I see those earthquake boots, and I think of like ways maybe to use them, and I think, oh, that's
Mhm.
gonna be good one day. Or I want to try that, but it's only a level 3. I better get it up there a little bit more. Or I look at this week I was looking at the tome, the Eternal Tome, and looking at the Warden's equipment, like the Healing Tome, and that's only at like a level 6 or 7 for me.
Mhm.
And thinking, what other combinations should I be doing? If I put this in here, am I missing out on a tome? If you didn't have the Eternal Tome, which
If I didn't use the Eternal so to me, the Eternal Tome is the best piece of Warden equipment, so I always have it
yeah,
on.
me too.
But I've been running super witches in my Legend League attacks, and I haven't been doing super well. Um,
But
they've
it's
been
new,
doing
right?
they've been doing well, but so what I'm afraid of is because right now, Clash of Clans is doing their world championship, so they're doing the qualifiers, the monthly qualifiers, and all of the attacks are using root riders, like something like 85%
Wow.
of attacks in the world's qualifiers are using some form of root riders, whether that be mass root riders, queen charge root riders, warden walk root riders, like whatever. It's root rider city, and the pros are so good with root riders that they're having everybody's getting 3 stars. Everybody. So they're having 15 to 15 wars at the end of the match, which is a tie. And the way that they're determining who wins that match is whoever had the fastest attack.
Wow.
So you're having pros who are able to not only 3-star Town Hall 16 bases, professionally built Town Hall 16 bases, but they're able to do it in a minute. In 1 minute, they're able
In
to
1
3-star that
minute?
16 in 1 freaking minute. So because of that,
Holy
I
shit
really think that Supercell's
balls.
going to nerf Root
Yeah.
Riders before Clash Worlds comes in November or whatever it is, when the pro teams go over to Finland. I really think we're gonna see a big nerf, and so because of that, I've been trying to build up another strategy that works really well, and using the Warden's Fireball is one of those strategies. So I've been running the Warden's Fireball in my Legend League hits and then using Super Witches, but I'm very far from a pro player. I'm a very average player, and so
That
they're dying out. Like I'm reaching maybe 9. Most of my attacks, I'm getting a 3-star here and there, but most of my Super Witch attacks are ending at like 92%, 93%. And so I got to figure out how to eke out that
that
last,
ain't
7, 8%.
well, that's a good strategy because if it is I mean, that kinda breaks the game. I'd imagine if I was Supercell, I'd be going, "Well, these world champions are ships are kind of boring,"
Yep,
in
exactly.
part because the strategies being used don't appeal to the people playing below whatever town hall it is you can get them at. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you were using a witch, whatever attack in the normal worlds, people could kind of copy it or look at some strategies, but without that specific troop at all, I don't know.
So the cool thing about watching something like Clash Worlds is seeing a variety of attacks. So base builders will build bases. And for instance, back in the day when I used to watch the Queen Walkers, one of the attackers was really good with smash attacks. And we talked about this a little bit earlier, where you use P.E.K.K.A.s. This is before Super Bowlers, P.E.K.K.A.s and Super Wizards. And that player was amazing at P.E.K.K.A Smash. Another player was really good. I think it was Stadra was really good with Inferno Baby Drags, and
Oh,
that's the Inferno Baby Drags, mass Inferno Baby Drags, and you use skeleton spells and freezes,
Jesus.
rages, and was just really good at that. Another player was really good. Stars was really good at Lalo. So you would see even on like one esports team, you would see 3 or 4 different attacks in one war.
Yeah,
And that was exciting to watch because you could be like, oh, I see why he hit from this side with P.E.K.K.A Smash. That's super interesting. When now, literally all 10 players, 5 on each side, pretty much what everybody is using is Root Riders. And it's the exact same attack pretty much every time. It's just entering on different sides of the base. So I agree. That's not interesting. So I do think that Supercell, in order to increase their viewership, is going to nerf Root Riders, and then hopefully some of these other strategies will start to make headway in the meta. We'll just have to wait and see.
yeah, especially if it's coming down to time, because if it's because then there's not really an incentive for people who aren't like in those wars to not use root
Yeah.
riders because, oh, it doesn't matter if I just get 100, I have to do it fast.
Yep. Exactly.
And that's the attack that's gonna um do it, I guess.
Yeah. So I do predict we'll see a nerf to Root Riders. I think by August. I think they'll let it go because the reason why they've left them so OP is because the majority of us are not pro attackers, and the majority of us are still getting a 3-star every now and again, and it feels good to get a 3-star, and that means we play more. So
Yeah.
therefore, I think that they'll leave it for a little while and then probably nerf them, 2 or 3 months before the World Championships. That way the World Championships aren't all Root Riders all the time, and people are just gonna be like, "This is just boring. Why would I even watch
Yeah.
this?"
The root rider championships.
Pretty much.
It's just
Pretty
like
much.
hog racing or something. That's that's all I can think of. It's like,
Bet on the fastest hog.
yeah, bet on the fastest hog. Really, that's those root riders just kind of reminds me like they're riding giant hogs. Um, from the way I've zoomed out, I guess.
True.
What are you doing to get ready for CWL?
Uh, so nothing on my main. I'm using Super Witches right now in Legend League, but that's just to learn the attack. In War and in CWL, I'm going to be using Root Riders. Like I'm not going to stop. They're still the most overpowered troop in the game, so
Yeah.
I will continue using Root Riders. On my Town Hall 15, I got Root Riders.
Oh, you
So
did?
and they're at level 2. Are they level 2? I think they're at level 2. If not, they'll be at level 2 before
Y
CWL, and I'm going to be doing root rider attacks with that account. Now on Boimler, I'll probably just look at the base, it's a Town Hall 14. So I do a lot of Blizzard Lalo, and then I do a lot of Super Bowlers at Town Hall 14. So I'll probably just continue doing that. My heroes I think are like at 65, 62.
ooh,
Warden is max 55, and then RC is at 20.
nice.
So that's the plan. What about you?
Well, my RC is going to 22,
Hmm.
I think. Yeah, she's no, she's going to drink. She is drinking age or she's going to drinking age. She's gonna be drinking age.
You need to
Um,
celebrate whenever she reaches it.
yeah, I was
Fire her a shot.
I've been doing work on the stuff. And then you reminded me that we do have those hero potions. Um, she's level 21 right now, going to level 22. Um, I've been I have my king down. He's going to level 62. Um, I did buy a 299 thing in the shop and put my
Mhm.
got a ward in another level, so he's at 46. Um,
Nice.
I guess for me to get ready for CWL, what I have been doing is trying to be very strategic about timing on end of season,
Mhm.
start of CWL. This time a little bit more because of the research boost. So I'm trying to time it all so I can get as much stuff done before CWL starts, like defenses, right? And I'm really trying to I want to get through Town Hall 14, and we talked about this, go up at the end of next month. So that would mean by the time if I went to Town Hall 15 July 1st, you could basically plan on the nerf to the Root Rider by the time I would get the
So you get to Town
the
Hall 15,
and
that's when
then the
Super Cell will
barracks,
nerf them.
and then the research on them. So you're right, it would be mid-August probably.
It's so funny. Oh my
Somewhere
gosh.
around m mark my words. Just mark my words. Um, so right now I thought I gotta get my expos. I've done a ton of work this month. I got my 6th builder this month.
So
I
you're not
have
gonna you decided not to max out Town Hall 14 first?
it's every day. It's a different day.
It's a tough decision, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go up then because I looked at it last night after we talked, and it looks like my research will be done
Oh, good.
or
Okay.
very close to being
That's
done at that
definitely a
point.
reason to go up. Definitely a
Yeah,
reason.
because I've been doing the middle of the road upgrade strategy, trying to take my troops, besides the ones I use, up to the level before max. So even if I'm not using them, I'll take them up to the level before max, get them in donation range for sure. But then leaving the top longest ones
Smart.
for a book of fighting.
Yeah, no, that's smart. That's really, really smart. I mean, that's the most efficient use for your magic items. Definitely.
Yeah, and so like with I wanted to do the dragon, but so what I'm gonna do is so even with my defenses now, as I've been doing those, I'm trying to time it so I can get one more defensive upgrade. So going to the lower stuff probably now over the next couple days. And so I could start a long um upgrade right before season ends until so they can start and I can get that research or the builder boost in this month, right? Because it won't switch back.
What do you what
So like, now it's a reduced building time, the builder boost, like the
Oh, the
20%.
20% for the gold pass.
Yeah, for the gold
Right, right,
pass.
right. Right,
And
mhm.
so if I start it before the end of the month, it won't increase the timer.
Correct. Yeah, you get the 20% off, and if I mean, most efficient, if you can do it 1 minute before the season reset, and then let's say that you do if it's a 14-day upgrade, which if you have the gold pass, that's lowered to what, 11 and a half days.
Yeah.
That means for the first 11 and a half days, you're still upgrading at the 20% discount, and then hopefully by the time 11 and a half day hits and you're ready to do the next troop, whatever that is, you'll at least hit maybe the 15% research
Yeah. And
boost
so that's where
by that point.
I didn't do that last time. And so I'm really being strategic about it just so I can like because anything that finishes this week I'll be able to use for CWL like defensive. So I might as well try to finish as much as I can up to that point. So like I have something finishing today, so I'll try to do something that is will be done with before CWL. And then same for the next couple days. And then whatever will take me right before the season end, and then I'll do like a long upgrade because we got CWL going on and you get, busy with that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Um, so that's the plan. And I think the research will get there to go up to 15. I think my buildings will get there too, to be honest.
Hmm.
Most of the things I wanted to do. It's going fast now that I got that six builder. So
Yeah, and before, whenever I would I max my first account, I wouldn't go up until either my lab was almost finished, which the lab takes the longest of everything on the
yeah,
base. So if your lab is close to finished, then definitely like that's reason. Or whenever your heroes are done or close to being done, that's when I would typically go up. And at that point, I typically would only have a few defenses left to upgrade as well at the same time. So I
yeah.
mean, I rushed a little bit, but typically not much. So but with your lab being almost finished, that's definitely a huge reason to go up to 15.
Yeah, I just don't want to be an under leveled 15. I want to start at a good spot because everything I start, I'll have to do like the upgrades that take forever. So, I think if I play it right, I can get most things there. Um,
Now there is a jump in defensive capability at Town Hall 15 that you're going to start having to go against, so that's just something to think about.
yeah,
Because the monolith is introduced at 15 and the spell towers, so you'll have to deal with either the rage tower, poison, or invis. Which you've gone up against some bases with the invis. They can be tricky, especially if you haven't gone up against many of them.
yeah, and that's why like if my troops are up to that level, and who knows, at that point maybe I decide, oh, I'll just wait one more month just to do it. But man, that six builder, holy shit
Super helpful.
balls.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I've had 2 heroes down and I'm still getting stuff done.
Hmm.
So, I just yeah, and it makes it keeping a hero down not so bad, and for some reason I did wanna say to you what was we were talking about hero equipment before I forget, because I've had the owl upgrading, I've been putting the yak and my king's been upgrading, I've been putting the yak on the warden,
Hmm.
and that works really good for a warden walk.
It's interesting.
Like, if you want stuff cleared out around the warden faster,
I can definitely see it, because the yak has the highest HP of all the pets.
yeah,
So I can definitely see that if your pet is going to die anyway, you might as well get some high value out of that pet during the warden walk. And then also, if it may save you from having to use a rage on your warden, because if the defenses are targeting the yak, that means they're not targeting the warden and it takes longer for the yak to die,
yeah.
then I can see how that might work.
I actually forget to drop my healers sometimes because I
Uh,
I drop them and then it's just there's no, like, bar going down. But, well, when you say that, it makes me wonder, does so I put the Electro Owl on the warden, and that thing
mhm.
gets killed right away all the time.
It's a cocoa bird.
So, am I supposed is am I supposed to be trying to keep them alive
No, so
on the
I
warden one?
even at Town Hall 16, a lot of players will use the Electro Owl, and they mainly use it for like a free Coco Loon. But if you're doing a warden walk, it's really hard to keep any of the pets alive unless it's like the unicorn or a pet, or if it's the phoenix. Of course, I mean the phoenix doesn't pop out until the warden dies anyway. But most of the pets will run out ahead of the warden anyway, and will end up just dying to whatever the defenses are that are targeting it. So from that sense, pet on the warden, it's purely optional. Whatever it is you want, to die first. And a lot of players will use the owl so that way they don't have to put down a coco loon because the owl will take the black mine first.
That's what
And
I was gonna
typically,
ask.
yeah, players are playing, and if they put
I
a
didn't even
black
think
mine in the
about that.
corner because they know that a player might do a warden walk in that corner, well, unless you want to save your electro owl, you can put down a coco loon first and then drop your warden. So that way the owl saved a little bit longer. But essentially, the electro owl is a coco loon. It's the coco loon pet, essentially, from that perspective.
Would she be Would the owl be good on the queen?
Could like you could use it as a cocoa loon for the queen, but just the unicorn is so useful on the queen as well to help keep her alive. I mean, it's positives and negatives, right? It's the
Yeah.
same thing as the yak. Like, what are the positives about using the yak with the warden? Well, he has more HP, so that means he might last longer, which will prevent defenses from targeting the wardens. You just have to look at all of that and then determine whatever's best for you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you don't do you see people mixing
I
up the
typically,
pets a lot?
at Town Hall 16, yeah, I see a lot of preference for different types of pets.
Oh, okay.
And that's just it's just based on the player. Like, all the pets
Yeah.
are pretty well balanced. It's also kind of attack specific as well. So for my Root Rider attacks, I'll typically put Diggy on the Warden, because, the Warden's in behind the Root Riders, and so Diggy will come up and whatever the Root Riders are targeting, Diggy will stun it. And then, the Root Riders will move on to the next, Diggy will move on to that and stun that defense. So it works really well. Of course, I have the Spirit Fox on my RC, and then I keep the unicorn on my queen, and then king. I've been having the phoenix on my king, but every now and again I'll pop Frosty on my king if I have a little bit different purpose for him, because Frosty has a lot of hip HP as well, and he slows
Eh,
down the defenses.
I wonder how would have you tried Frosty on your queen?
I have not.
Like, with the frozen arrow? Or the frost arrow or whatever?
I I mean, it could work. I would almost think that you're doing over damage. I forget what it's called, to where
The
the
thing
the
just is it's cold enough. It's cold enough.
stop, stop.
It doesn't get
Where
any more frozen than
the
ice.
the frozen arrows already, if it's high levels, already freezing the defense enough to where you don't need Frosty to freeze it more.
Okay. I'm kinda curious now because I keep thinking, I'm switching it up and I'm trying this. I just didn't know how common that was or if it's just like, no, that's a pet for the king only. Like,
I haven't seen it much, but I mean that doesn't mean we're all players of habit, and we tend to make mass changes. So, for instance, if everybody's using the giant gauntlet, then and the pros are using the giant gauntlet, well, then everybody's using the giant gauntlet. I mean, it's the same with root riders. The pros are using root riders, so therefore everybody's using. I mean, root riders are overpowered; they are the best troop, but typically the player base will follow whatever they see on their screen, in the world's
yeah.
championships or whatever. So if a player starts using Frosty on their queen, and they're like, this is a really good use case, well, then all of a sudden you'll see that trickle down to the player base.
Well, I just as you said that, I thought, "Man, what about the owl and the spiky ball?"
Put the owl on your king.
Yeah, and with the spiky ball. If
Could.
if you kinda put the king back a little bit. I don't know. I'm just there's so
Thinking out
many
loud.
possibilities. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is the nice thing about equipment, which is why I'm so excited about its addition to the game.
Yeah. And Osix Pat came back and he's like looking around and doing stuff. And it again reminded me, oh yeah, it's the customizing. Um
There's a lot more to the game now than there was back when he played, what, in 2018, 2019,
yeah, it's been 3 years I think he said. So um I don't know what year it is. 20
2021.
2021 could be. And it's and we're going to probably be getting a new equipment coming up next month, I'd imagine, or the
I
month
imagine.
after.
Mhm.
Any word on the theme?
I haven't heard anything about the theme. At least Supercell hasn't released anything about the theme yet.
I get kind of excited for the themes.
Yeah. They've done
Yeah.
a really good. What was the theme before? It was the Egyptian
Yep.
skins, which was very well done,
Yep.
and then before that, it was the space theme, right?
Yep.
That was interesting. Different, but interesting.
Yeah. Besides, yeah, the sausage queen. The queen that kind of looks like one of those inflatable things that you'd see like outside of a used car lot blowing in the wind.
Yeah. I
She's
thought
just
they
like,
all looked like they had Lost in Space from 1960
yep,
Tucson. It's so
East
funny.
Russian, East German cosmonaut,
So
or
funny.
uh, clan capital was the thing on my list. Do we want to save that for next time?
Let's save that for next time because that's an interesting topic. I think it'll take a while to talk about that.
Yeah,
So
and
let's definitely plan on doing that next time.
I'll just shout out everybody right here, before I forget later, for bringing out over all that capital gold.
Mhm.
Um, Main accounts are coming in and dumping it, and it's you go in there, it's like a whole different capital every
Yeah, we're
time.
upgrading it fast,
Yeah,
super fast.
I don't
Yeah.
even know what's happening. It's so fast. So thank you everybody for doing that. Much appreciated.
Yep, and we're soon gonna be at the level where we can start using, hogs and the skeleton spell, the skeleton graveyard,
Ooh,
and that's a really OP attack before we get super miners, and once we get super miners, like, it's all over. Super miners are the most OP troop in the
really?
clan capital, but we can talk a little bit more about that next episode.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to I need some work on that too. So, well, anyways, I'm really looking forward to CWL next week. I'll have my heroes in a good spot. I know that we have those hero potions, so it's not going to matter.
Mhm,
But I feel like I'm in a good spot with my base, and I got a new base from GCBC that's been eating some defenses.
mhm.
So I'll be excited to see how it holds up um, next week. Shout outs this week. I hear you have a special shout out.
I do. So I want to shout out Mud Dogs. So he sent me very, very nice email through the Clash Tips. So Clash Tips Podcast at gmail.com. I still have that email active. And I know the Clash of Clans podcast is it the Clash of Clans podcast at gmail.com?
No, it's just Clash of
Just
Clans
Clash of Clans podcast at
podcast
gmail.com.
at gmail.com.
So he sent me a very nice email saying how much he enjoyed the Clash of Clans podcast, and he also has younger kids as well. So he enjoys having a fellow dad, to talk about some of these kid
Oh,
experiences.
that's
So
cool.
I wanted to shout him out because it was just super nice.
That
And
name
thank you for
is so
listening.
familiar. That name is so familiar.
Mud Dogs.
Yeah.
It's
It'll
it's
it,
MUDD the 0GS.
yeah,
So yeah.
its name is so familiar to me. It'll come back to me. Again, I'm gonna shout out House of L. I'm gonna shout out Guinevere
Mhm.
this week.
For putting all those OP messages on all the
Yes.
bases. I loved it. That
So
was so funny.
do you want to explain it?
I didn't understand all the references, but she named all of the bases.
Yeah, so
This base
we're
will
up
be
against,
called
like, a
this.
Blue Phantom clan
Uh-huh.
or something, and did a she renamed all the bases
That was really funny.
with a blue in the title.
It made me smile for
Yeah,
sure.
it was funny and unexpected. I thought that was really
Which is the
fun.
greatest part about interacting with other people, making you laugh, making life happy, enjoying the interaction, like all of that. And I love it in House of L.
Yeah, and it's cool, like, um, Osix Pack said, "Wow, there's a lot of old names here," and it's just cool to see everybody, coming back or people from the past. MVP, Man Bear Pig came, this
Mhm.
week. Now he's got a mini mailman came and
Popped in.
mailbags
Mhm.
in the clan and,
Mailbox.
mailbox.
Yep.
And so it's just been kind of fun, uh, and I look forward to kinda maybe do some more kind of event type things or, you know, start a war type things as we're getting kind of fired up here. And
Yeah,
these
that'll be
wars
fun.
have been kind of fun, and CWL I think is gonna be a fun one this time because we're right on that edge, so we kinda know we're in the caliber, at least,
Mhm.
I'd imagine, of what's your prediction next week? Do you think we're gonna
So I don't think we'll promote, but I think we can definitely hold our own, especially because we picked up, some higher level bases. We've had several people join. People are upgrading, so I think we can hold our own in Masters 3. And then hopefully in the coming months, we can see a promotion to Masters 2, but we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, I was completely wrong about us not upgrading out of Crystal 1.
Yeah.
I was that was totally unexpected. So we'll just have to wait. Maybe we'll promote. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh, and we had vodka soda stop by this
Yep.
week.
Yep. Shout
Um,
out to VS.
and yeah, it's been exciting and fun, and I look
Always fun
forward.
to have people stop by. Always fun.
Yeah, it's hopping. So feel free to join um the House of L. I can get this clan tag for you.
Or
Um,
just to do a war, even if it's just one war, stop in. More than welcome to just do a war with us. Head back to your home clan, like whatever it might be. We just enjoy having you there. 100%.
and it's 909, whatever that means. If it's a zero or a oh, I'm not sure. VUGYU YV hashtag 909 VUGYV.
Maybe you can get that as the phone number. Not
Shit.
909
That's what I was
Vugv.
gonna do.
Vugv. 909 Vugv.
Yeah, I should because I bet I could do it. I'm gonna look for that.
I bet it's out there.
That's what I was gonna do after we talked yesterday. Um, other shout outs for you.
That's it for me.
That's it for you. Uh, yeah, shout out to the listeners. Shout out to House of L. I'm just getting really excited by this stuff, really. Especially as I dig into these combinations and stuff and
Hmm.
learning something every week. So
And we probably should say if you want to pop in, easiest way to pop in is just put FITS, FITS, which means fan in the stands.
yeah,
That's
that's
been the long running House of L password.
yeah.
So, but I
Fits
mean, if you put something in,
FITS.
yep. If you put something in about the podcast, obviously we're going to accept you as well. But that way you don't get accidentally rejected.
Yeah, because some people like if the clan's open, it's just gonna they'll see it and not really
Yeah.
know if it's a blank one. So
Right.
and there's lots of minis coming and going. So feel free. Uh, otherwise, get a hold of us, clashclanspodcast@gmail.com or clashclanspodcast.com. More episodes continue to be put up, and I look forward to putting out more with you. Been fun.
It has been fun for sure.
Well, keep it clashy, everybody.
Kick some Clash.
Kick some clash. Ooh, that's a good one.
Skilly beep boop, skilly beep.